Weddings-ish, 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 with Jove.
Well, hello, and thank you so much for tuning in to Weddings-ish with Jove, a podcast all about love, joy, and weddings-ish with a special guest each episode. I couldn't be more excited to be joined in studio by mother, wife, dancer, life coach, Peloton instructor, and so much more. I can't wait to get into her incredible career. I'm so happy you're here, Jess King.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yes, you know I have a sweet spot for gingers.
Oh.
I'm marrying one.
Yes, it's a thing.
It's like you're instantly a good person.
Oh, it makes us good people?
Oh, tell me.
Don't you know us now?
Okay, well, we're not married yet, so I'm trying to be polite.
We're fiery. And
Fiery's right.
We do have like mutant genetics. So
he's a Scorpio, so he's Scorpio plus ginger.
I'm
so
married to
fire.
a Scorpio.
Oh, you are?
Mm-hmm.
Should
and
we
my son is a
change
Scorpio.
this whole podcast to talking about what it's like to be married to Scorpios?
I mean, at this point, I've just embraced that they are here to teach me and they're not going to go away.
No.
And in so many ways, where they're challenging or what I find difficult, it's always something within me that I need to lean into.
Wow. Wait a minute. Say that again because I feel like you're talking directly to me.
Well, essentially, the discomfort that they present or that we end up colliding with is essentially our very own assignment.
That we need to dig a little deeper.
Right.
Okay. I love that.
Or whatever it is.
Or whatever it is.
Whatever
yes.
it is, yeah.
Okay, so there's so many things I want to talk to you about, but the world knows you currently as a Peloton instructor for the last decade. Is that true?
Yeah, 11
years.
Yes.
And are you the first and only openly gay instructor? Female?
Easy to own, yes.
Wow.
I mean, our cast is so beautifully diverse, and our sexuality is also slippery.
Yep.
And being that we've been there for 10 years,
Yeah.
I can't just say I'm the only queer female on the team.
Sure.
I will say that, yes, I am the only one that is married
Open,
to a woman.
proud, out, cheering it on.
Yeah.
I love that. So I want to hear about this woman. How did the two of you meet?
Oh, her name is Sophia Urista. We met at the Box.
Okay, the
here.
bar.
Yeah.
It's
If you're not familiar with the Box, it's New York's version of the Moulin Rouge.
Yep.
Very cabaret, dare I say provocative cabaret.
Yes, you did. I mean, yes, it's the Box.
It's the Box. And the Box had always been like a goal for me, a dream. I don't know.
To perform there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to be... Weirdly enough, I wanted to be able to say to my kids, like, your mother worked at the hottest nightclub. Like,
in New York
literally
City.
no one could get in.
Wow.
And not only that, like, she showed her tits, honey, and she had great fucking tits.
She sold it all.
Until you came along and ruined them. You know? I needed to be able to tell that story. And the Box for me came at a very dark time in my life where I was trying to figure out how to get out of a toxic, abusive relationship.
Okay.
And didn't really have a community outside of that here.
Sure.
And the theater, stage, dance, performance has always been my safe place. So it's like, hey, I got a phone call. They're having auditions at 12. It was 11. I was like, I'm on the way. I got the gig. I walk in after having this kind of back and forth relationship with the Box. Came in one day and Sophia was there. And I just felt this immediate energy, this immediate curiosity. And I was so new in my healing journey. I was so new at being socially, like understanding social cues in New York City.
Sure. How new were you to the city at this time?
I was probably here maybe like the end of 2 years.
Oh, okay. So pretty new.
But yes, and I had isolated to the Upper East Side to 90th and 2nd.
Oh, so you were not living the Box life.
No.
You were up
you
in
ever
quiet
been up
town.
There?
Yeah. Nothing happens.
Exactly.
Why were you there?
I was actually running, opening and managing a bar, if you will. I was not
Got it. It was a
walking
different
my
life.
path.
It was a
not
different
on my
life.
path.
Yeah.
And I was trying to figure out what my path was.
Sure.
Okay.
And in New York, there are many different paths to take.
Oh.
And there's lots of temptation down different paths, whether it's money or success or fame or whatever. So
Totally.
Okay, so we're managing the bar, and then we audition at the Box.
Yes.
And that's where you meet your now wife.
Yes. And I walked in to this rehearsal, and I just felt this immediate energy. And simultaneously, I had been journaling and really thinking about love and relationships and what I wanted and what my values were and what my dreams and fantasies were. And one of them was to sleep with a woman. I had never been with a woman before.
Have you dated, kissed to this point? Or?
I mean, of course, like making out at parties and stuff like
but not
that.
Seriously.
Yeah, not like, oh my God, we're doing this and we have feelings around it. And I had also had these other things on my list, but I remember being like, I clocked it. I was like, that's the woman. That's the one.
Right out of the gate?
I just felt it. I was like, that's the one.
Wow.
I'm immediately attracted to her.
And she's a performer. Was she performing or she was just taking up space in the room?
She was the host of the show.
Oh.
So I'm very, I don't know, unbridled in so many ways and overly confident in a lot of ways and privileged and entitled in others that I've learned, especially New York will teach you where that is in minutes of being
100%,
here, you get checked. And this is one of those moments where I walked over and I was like, hi, I'm Jess. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, do you want to hook up? Do you want to, I would love to
First
hook up.
line out of your mouth?
Basically.
Like literally was that?
Yes.
I'm dead.
And she just looked at me like, I'm not your experiment. Like, I'm in a relationship, but what makes you think I would want to hook up with you? And I was like, right. Okay.
Did your confidence plummet or you just kept at it?
No, my confidence didn't plummet. I was like, oh, I learned. I hear you. I was like, I clocked the learning. Oh, okay, right. That's
you're unavailable.
Clearly not how you do that.
That's,
you're a person. That's rude to just walk over to another human being and be like, you want to and then
it's
like,
flattering,
why?
though. It is flattering.
It's just like you wouldn't do that in any dynamic.
No.
Like, come on. So that was embarrassing.
What year is this?
Oh, God. 2012?
Okay.
Something.
I love it.
2013 likely. Something. It's blurry. Those years are very blurry.
This is tracking. So around 2012, 2013, you confess your very quick feelings.
Right. And
you're
so
shut down.
And she immediately rejected me. Right. And so now we have to coexist. We're in the show together.
Got it.
Okay. So I became known as Crazy Eyes because I would sit on the opposite side of the theater and just
stare at her.
And I have pretty large eyes.
Yes.
Right? Especially when I put on mascara. It's like
yes,
awkward.
I can feel you looking. Yeah.
And I was not even, when you're staring at someone and you're not thinking about what facial expressions you're making? It was like that, where I was just like.
You were all in.
Just very voyeur, very trying to.
And you don't blink, so this is getting intense.
I didn't,
Yeah.
It's a lot. Okay?
It was magnetic. You were interested.
Then she started effing with me, okay? Like on stage.
Uh-huh.
She would like do something out of character, out of choreography, and like make a move on me. And I was like, okay, now I'm getting weird. So then I'd be like, hey, do you want to share a cab home?
Okay.
And she'd be like, sure. I'm like, great. And so then we get to my house.
You have
I'm like,
private time.
Are you coming out? And she goes, no, I'm going to my house.
Yeah, we're sharing a cab.
I was like, what the fuck? And so then like it'd be New Year's Eve. And I'm like, hey, what are you doing? She's like, I have all these plans. I'm like, why don't you just stop by my place? Like do a little pregame. Say, then you just go. But she's like, no. I'm like, why? So like I just kept getting rejected.
She flirted with you forever. She
really went hard in the paint one time on stage.
Okay.
Where like we were doing this Kings of Leon Sex on Fire.
Okay.
Our hair is
That's a great song.
Soaking wet.
Yep.
Okay. And we're just sitting in a chair, like whipping our hair. And like I had like gone back in the chair. Oh, my neck hurts so bad. I had gone back in the chair. And the move was to like whip my head up like that.
Uh-huh.
And when I went to go whip up, she was like straddling me.
In you.
And like in me. Okay? Like literally. And I was like.
And you had to be focused.
I couldn't move. I was obviously missing the choreography. I was
so hot. Oh my
very
gosh.
Hot,
yes.
But this went on for a year when I'm like, how are you gonna
Did you ever meet the person she was dating?
She was in the audience. And yes, I did many times. They're very good friends.
Sure.
And, actually, one of the things that I've really loved and learned when I started dating Sophia and got to know this entire community of queer women, how so many of them and us have had intimate relationships that were just like so respectful and curious.
Yep.
And there was so much communication around it that you could just carry on being very close friends. And it's not weird.
No.
And I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
This makes so much more sense.
Yeah, gay men are not like that, by the way.
Right.
We're horrible.
I have noticed.
Horrible.
I have noticed that these two things are not the same.
No, not at all. I have many lesbian tendencies, but it's like it's innately in gay men. It's like, oh, we're done, and we will never talk again. But all my lesbian and queer friends, female friends, they're all intertwined deeply. And besties, and dating each other, and still friends, and like it's beautiful. I think.
I love it. I think it feels pretty safe.
Yeah.
At least in these dynamics, obviously, you have different stories.
So when did it move from the tension and the flirting to like we can go on a date or we can hook up, or like when did it go to the next level?
Right. So I still didn't know what this was for me, except that I had been rejected. Therefore, I had a mission now
to get it.
To correct that moment because I did not deserve that. Anyway.
I also feel like you probably weren't rejected a lot. In relationships or by...
You would be so surprised.
Oh.
You would be so surprised.
Okay.
That's what I think about myself.
That's not the reality.
But then reality would hit me and I'm like, what is it?
Yeah.
And time again, I finally was like, okay, common denominator,
Mm-hmm.
me.
Yeah.
Same pattern showing up.
Yeah.
Pretty sure there's someone out there who knows how to unpack this.
Mm.
And so I had stepped into that, and this year with Sophia, or going back and forth that we were talking about, I was still really diving in on what are my values and wanting to attract love, manifest love, and define what I wanted in a partner. And I had made this list of things, starting with things I knew I didn't want, because that was so very clear.
Yeah.
And my had lived experience was to say, okay, I don't want da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And here's what I do want. And when the things that I said that I wanted weren't necessarily things, tangible things that were the essence of things.
Yeah.
The feeling of how did I want to feel at night when I put my head on the pillow? I never felt secure. I always had insecurities and doubts that my partner was thinking something that was going to hurt me. I don't know if that sounds ridiculous or if people just aren't afraid or aren't open to admitting that
honest. Yeah.
Thank you.
The fear of that feeling.
I never felt safe. I never felt like I could trust someone, and I wanted to.
Yeah,
I believed in that. And I would imagine like what I wanted intimacy to be like and the things, the values in me that I wanted somebody to respect. So it really forced me to look at myself. What do I love about me?
Yeah.
What are my non-negotiables?
And that's hard for a lot of people to figure out what they love about them.
Why?
Selves. I don't know. But I think a lot of people are... It's a challenge for a lot of people to love themselves.
Name 3 things that you love about yourself.
Oh, this is becoming that. I love my heart. I love my kindness. Wow, this is hard. And I love my joy. I would say those are 3 things. What about you?
And that wasn't hard for you to do, was it?
Well, I've never thought about it.
But if anyone were to come and try to take or threaten any one of those things, you'd have a problem with it, right?
Of course.
And it wouldn't be, you wouldn't have to try to have a problem with it. There would just be a problem.
Yeah.
It's those boundaries
Yeah.
when someone steps up against them that we're confronted with what to do, and we feel very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I didn't want to really have to feel that type of resistance in my partnership.
Yeah.
So it was important that our values around integrity and family and our identity and our career and life goals and our beliefs somewhat were not rigidly exactly the same, but felt
there was alignment. Yeah.
relatable.
Yeah.
There's a few things within our relationship where we stand on complete opposite sides of a position, if you will. And we have never, ever made the other one feel like you have to change or be different or you can't have that belief.
Sure.
It's always been just creating, and this is what we do with our kids too, is just always making sure that we can feel like we can talk to one another and have something to say, or our opinions or our thoughts around one said thing. But there's never this perspective of you shouldn't feel this way, or it's genuine curiosity and respect for the other person, knowing that she and I will always grow together if we continue to connect and to
with
communicate, no matter what the differences may be.
And there's a respect for the differences. It's not, I won't love you if you think this way or believe this way.
Well, I respect her. And she doesn't just believe in ideas that aren't founded, or she doesn't have, whether it's something that was a life, like a pattern in her life, or something part of her history. But she also comes at things like having researched them and having been
lived
really
them
thoughtful
or
and
them.
And so it's her truth every single time, and I can never reject that or argue that.
And that's a beautiful thing. I feel like a lot of people would assume in a relationship that there are some non-negotiables, but this isn't what you're talking about. It's not like these are massive, huge differences, or are they? Like political beliefs or religious beliefs or, like that. Wow. Okay. Very interesting.
The non-negotiables for both of us come down to not they don't have anything to do with how that person's sovereignty over their own life, things that don't have any impact over where our lives overlap.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
What you want to believe about hell and the end of the world, what? That's
Doesn't
not
impact
nothing
you.
to do with me.
Sure.
And that's so curious.
Yeah.
And these are places where we can talk.
We can differ and disagree, but also you can have yours.
And after 10 years, the conversations and the positions we take and the beliefs evolve and grow with us.
Yeah, because you're humans. Nothing shouldn't be stagnant.
But the non-negotiables are like, we don't fight dirty. Like, that's a non-negotiable.
Yeah.
We can have these conversations, whether they be about our own personal behaviors or beliefs or whatever.
Yeah.
The fridge.
Yeah.
Like, literally anything.
Laundry.
That no matter what, that we have this level of respect that is unwavering.
Yeah.
And that comes from this sense of integrity.
And that's your foundation.
And when I met her, that was also already her foundation.
Got it.
So that told me that no matter what we go through, that in her core,
that's solid.
I can sleep at night knowing that her honesty and her integrity are going to give me a hard conversation over distrust, like not being loyal.
It's what you'd been looking for,
hurting.
too. Like deeply what you'd been searching for.
And I had written it down. And I had written down all of these things down to the essence of playing out what I wanted the experience to feel like. And the one thing that I didn't specify was gender. So
interesting.
I just never thought about it. It just didn't matter.
When you were younger or before that, when you were dating, you weren't looking one way or the other or thinking about that.
No. I definitely had always thought it was a man.
Okay.
That had been the model. That had just been
society, the norm.
Well, just us. And I would say that if I had to choose how I would identify, I would definitely be bisexual.
Okay, got it.
Like and again, that has changed over my time.
Doesn't have to be rigid.
But when I was really in my journal, like manifesting love, and I was just really thinking about the way that I wanted to feel or wanted my life to feel like it. I think I never saw anyone. It was kind of like just like the energy of being
the essence of someone.
The energy of being held and like feeling like what I might feel like holding that person's hand, what I might feel like, what might it feel like to want to have a family with somebody and to really like get into that feeling of it. And it was never like what they looked like, how much money they had, what God they believed in. Like, I don't give a shit
about any of that.
None of that.
Yeah.
Like, literally, people say, well, what's your type? I'm like, the type that makes me feel safe and loved and lets me express myself and still loves me anyway, whoever that is.
Yeah.
And so I had given up on trying to hook up with her because I had
wasn't working.
Some dignity. Damn it.
An ounce of self-respect.
Fuck.
I mean, you're in your 20s also, so yes.
Mid to late 20s at
oh,
this
okay.
point.
Well, I
Late
was
20s.
trying to be generous.
I don't know. I think, it was like late 20s at this point. Yeah, I was at the point where I'm like, I can't fuck around anymore.
Yes.
And my headspace was like, I need to have sex with a woman before I marry the man.
To just get it off my list or figure it out.
And that was like the mindset, right?
Got it.
And I was still, even though it had been almost a year of this back and forth with Sophia, I hadn't found another woman.
Oh, interesting.
That I would have,
that caught you in that way.
Because it wasn't, I didn't know it was about her. I thought it was just about fulfilling this like thing within me, but I couldn't help but like, then I walked past her dressing room one day and I was speaking Spanish and she poked her head out and she was like, ¿Habla español? And I was like, sí, ¿por qué? She's like, I thought you were a gringa. I'm like, what? ¿Tú pensé que yo fuera una gringa? I'm like, no. She's like, what are you? I'm like, soy chilena. She's like, oh.
And then all of a sudden a difference.
She goes, you're not just a white girl? I was like, bitch, you don't even know.
I am way more than that.
Don't let this red hair
fool you. Yeah. Wow.
So then I like caught her attention.
Yes. You piqued her interest in a totally different way.
Right. She's like, oh, wait, this,
There's some depth, there's some character, there's something else here. Yeah.
So life goes on. She's still in her relationship. She is a performer and sings, and she went to a circus in Finland.
Okay.
And she was there for like 3 months or 2 months in the time where the sun doesn't rise.
Yeah, ever.
Yeah, right?
I couldn't do it.
I can't imagine.
No.
Helsinki.
Mm-hmm.
It's all coming back now. Yeah. So I start to get these WhatsApp messages from Sophia, and I'm like kind of eye-rolling because she wants to talk like a friend. Like she's not having a good time.
She's alone there. She's lonely.
And she's trying to connect, and I'm just like, ugh,
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of give into it, and I'm very armored at this point.
Yep.
And I'm like, cool, we're not going to hook up, friend, fine.
Yeah.
So then I start to like actually be a nice person.
A friend.
And before she never knew me, right? Yeah. Except for crazy eyes.
Yeah.
With the nice tits, by the way. That was also the rumor.
Those were the two. Crazy eyes, nice tits.
Like great rack. I think it was something like great rack.
I mean, that's lovely.
Yeah. They've been on
Good
a journey.
Good hair, great rack.
They've been on a journey.
Babies will do that, which we'll get there.
No, man. Okay, so she comes back from this circus, and there was a friend of mine was in town dancing, performing at the Joyce. I said, hey, I'm going to this dance performance. Do you want to come? Yes.
Okay.
Go to the show, go across the street, and we're eating escargot. Okay. And she's right. So she's like, give me a bite of escargot, right?
And you fed her?
She fed me, and I bit the silverware. I like,
audibly.
And she was like, no. She goes, we're going to try this again.
You've had escargot at that point, or no?
Yeah. Okay, it wasn't about the escargot. It was the fact that now you'll never not notice
sexy
people who bite the silver when they eat. You're never going to not notice it.
Oh, it's just what you did. Okay,
I've ruined your life now.
I see. Okay,
there's two types of people.
You do or you don't.
In this world.
Yep.
You bite your silver, and you don't even know it.
Yep. You. Old you. Pre-wifey you.
Yes. And she fed me the escargot again very slowly. And of course, I didn't bite the silver, which was then very seductive and sensual. And it was kind of like this, like, okay.
And your eyes were giving her
close.
eyes. Yes.
And so we started to, I guess, sink into the fact that we were on a first date. And it was lovely. And we both enjoyed it. But then I was kind of like, what? Because I was just in it to hook up.
Sure.
And now I was like, genuinely had a crush on
something else here.
Person.
Yeah.
So it took me, there was I'm a Gemini, so there was two parts, right? There was one that was like, yeah, let's go, right?
Finally.
Like there was.
Of course.
Right.
Yes.
Like this is.
The longest tease of your life.
Well, just like how exciting.
Yes.
Something new, something that makes me feel like alive. This, like, I feel like okay, but also let's not get ahead of myself. There was
Yep.
nothing on the table yet. She still was offering nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
You had a date.
We had a date. We kept going on dates. We kept having a lot of fun. Kept realizing that there was way more depth to each one of us than the other one had given each
Any
other
clue
credit
about?
for.
Sure. Yeah.
And it was kind of mind blowing how relatable, and like she's very similar and as an archetype in her family as I am mine, and there's just so many overlaps, and I was like, oh, I really starting to really love this.
Fall.
Love this woman. This is really wild. And she contrary to the U-Haul lesbian stereotypes, she took it very slow. She was very guarded as well, being like, I don't trust this. Like,
sure. Well, the way you first met, and then who knows?
Well, like, is she really a lesbian?
Got it. Because to that point, you had not dated a woman ever.
Ever.
Yeah.
And like.
I get that. Am I her test? Am I? Yeah, like all these things.
And also, she's just not that way.
Yeah.
She's just not that way. Like, any stereotype you would think for a lesbian or for a mixed race, she's Black and Mexican, or for just literally any stereotype.
None of them.
Good luck, man.
Good for her.
And I think that's why she's so successful in certain ways, you know? Like she sings rock music, and it's, here you have this like brown lesbian on stage rocking out to your 90s white rock
100%
music, and they're like, oh, we don't know what to do
but with her own vibe to it.
Yeah,
like, of course I had to watch her audition on The Voice.
Oh, I'd send you other videos.
Well, and then you will, but I'm saying,
like,
that moment, I was waiting and screaming. I was like, someone better turn around or else I'm going to be upset.
I know. That was such
Thank
a
God the two of them turned around.
That was
Alicia
so
Keys,
fun.
Miley Cyrus.
Team Miley. I mean, I would have been fine with any team, but
Sure.
she picked Miley, I feel
But those
for me.
first 2 minutes, I was like, this is very uncomfortable. But her essence it's not what you would expect. You see what she looks like, and you're like, oh, that song? Oh, that vibe? So I get it. And I love that.
And that's true for every category of her brain, which makes things really fun for
and interesting for you. And I'm sure, the attraction is also like, wow, like all new discoveries for both of you.
One of the things that we've really aligned with is that we're not really bought into traditions or the norms or customs that are just kind of there.
Yeah.
We kind of challenge and ask, well, why is this there? Is this something that we want to embrace? And we really thought a lot about that when it came to wanting to get married, have kids, what that all looked like for us.
Are we doing it because we have to, or because we want to, or because we should?
Totally. And I was really stuck because I had a history. I've had a guy... He gave me 3 rings?
3 engagement rings?
3 engagement rings.
He proposed 3 times?
He proposed. Yes.
Wow.
Yes, he did.
Did the diamonds get bigger or
what? It went up, down.
Oh, bigger, down.
And I'm convinced that the second one, which was the canary diamond, which is the one that I wanted, with the 2 on this, I'm convinced he stole that one. And pawned it and then said it was stolen for insurance.
What?
I have a history.
This is what you think?
I have a history.
Wow.
I do think that.
Wow.
I hope he's listening.
When was this phase? When were you almost engaged to a man?
I married him.
Oh, okay. Oh, so this went all the way through.
But no, because nobody knew about I can't believe I'm saying this on the record right now.
I love this.
Nobody knew about the wedding. We didn't have a wedding.
Yeah.
Okay. We had a lot of problems.
Yeah.
He felt the solution would be
marriage,
health insurance.
Oh.
I have always been the one with health insurance that's somehow been an artist in corporate settings, which is mind-blowing.
I'm saying, how is that possible? I thought you were going to say he had the health insurance, honestly.
No, it's really crazy because when I was in Cirque du Soleil, I was actually... It was a Franco Dragón production at the Wynn called Le Rêve. And so because the Wynn owned it, it was a corporate setting.
So you had health insurance.
Yeah. Anyway, very fortunate and blessed.
What year was that?
Why do you ask me this? I don't know.
Okay,
sorry. I can actually tell you. So I was on So You Think You Could Dance 2008.
Yeah.
And then I went to Vegas probably by 2000, end of 9, 10.
Okay.
maybe earlier. So
Yeah.
like around there.
Around there.
10,
Okay.
11.
Got it.
And then 12, I came to New York.
Yeah.
13, whenever Hurricane Sandy was, that's when I got here.
Got it. So you had the insurance, so marriage seemed like a good idea
And
for him to get health insurance.
We were already engaged.
Okay.
But I was like, it didn't really mean much to me at the time. Like it did.
But 3 times? I just have to go back to this. I've never heard of this.
Okay.
So did he get down on a knee with one ring, like a classic moment, and you said what?
No, he did not.
He did not. Oh my God, I need all of this information.
Okay. It was the 4th of July in Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, sexy. Setting the scene.
I already should have run away, but instead I walked down to the lake with him to go watch the fireworks.
Yeah.
And I remember stepping out of the house, how humid and miserable it was, and how no shade to anyone living in Cleveland. The people are lovely.
Yep.
But it really is the armpit of America. On the 4th of July, no less.
Yes, sweaty.
Sweaty. Okay, so we walk down to the lake. We're sitting down, and I think, why is this guy wearing socks with his Adidas sandal slides? It's kind of
Wait, with sandal slides and socks.
And I always, which now, like, if you do it in a trendy way, obviously this is not that.
This was not
he also wore plaid cargos.
Oh.
It was a red flag that
There were many, it seems.
I have a book that I just haven't
written.
No, it's written.
Oh.
And it's called Red Flags and Resets.
Okay.
Because it's about all of this.
Yeah.
It's this whole part of my life that nobody.
I love it.
Okay, so here we are on the beach.
Yeah.
And we're sitting back like this, and the sun is starting to go down, so the fireworks are going off, and he has his leg crossed over. And sticking out of his sock, I see, like, something on his inner ankle.
Okay.
And I pull it down, and I see that he had taken my name that I had, like, doodled on a piece of paper and gotten it tattooed on
his ankle.
Inner ankle.
Oh.
And then it said these 2 numbers, 4 and 7, as a date of some kind.
Not your birthday.
Mm-mm. Okay. I had woken up from a nap one day and said April 7th. And I guess he
thought it was important.
He thought it was like a message from above.
Okay. And so that's permanently inked on his body now. Jess King 4'7".
Wait.
And you're not 4'7". Like, well, I'm just trying to find.
Well, here, I can tell you where the 4 may come from, but
my gosh.
I have a tattoo on my inner ankle. Okay. This tattoo is actually very special to me. I had just gotten it prior to meeting him when I was on So You Think You Can Dance.
Yeah.
We went on tour, and the last night of our tour in Miami, all of us got matching tattoos, right?
Memory.
Very special. We all have for real on our bodies somewhere.
Okay. Yeah.
Roman numeral 4.
Yeah.
Real. So
great.
Mine says live real because the IV's in Roman numeral 4. I'm 20. How old am I?
Yeah, you're young.
I'm 24.
Yeah.
I'm in Miami. I've been on tour for the last 3 months.
You were just on TV.
Having the time of my life.
Life-changing moments.
Live real, bitch.
Of
I stand
course.
by it, and I stand by for real forever.
Yeah.
So this is my tattoo with my story that's about me and my journey with my friends on this TV show. And I'm like, why is my name on your ankle?
Yeah.
And I pulled the sock further down, and then he had taken a Sharpie or a pen of some kind and written, "Will you marry me?"
Under the tattoo.
On the tattoo on his ankle.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know what to do. So
was the ring on his big toe?
There was no
did you
ring.
Just keep going?
There was no ring. So that's why there's so many. So then I took off running in the opposite direction on the beach, screaming.
Not the reaction anybody wants.
Well, I tried to make it look like I was excited.
Okay.
Right? Like, but really I was like
that. You were dying inside. Yeah.
And I was like, I was in his hometown, Cleveland. I didn't have like anybody I could
no one
call.
To call.
If I was
go.
Like, no,
what were you to do?
Right. And we had only been together for 4 months. So at this
What?
We had only been together for 4 months.
And he got a tattoo with your name and asked you to marry him after 4 months.
Guys. And it wasn't like softly done. This tattoo isn't coming off with 10 or 12 laser sessions.
Ever. It's deep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then, obviously, that's not
That's
appropriate.
not cute. That's not it.
So then fast forward, I'm living in Vegas on this show, and we're hiking in Red Rock, and I'll never forget this, man. I remember walking down after our hike, and actually, this is the story. He had proposed to me on our way down on this little hill with a ring that was a peridot.
Okay.
So that's green.
Yeah.
Okay, no shade on peridots.
It's just not
Love
something you...
For some earrings, not my engagement ring. Mind you, I'm also young. My values are different than... The bottom line is I didn't want to marry this person to begin with.
Sure.
So I found faults in the ring.
In everything,
But I think we could all agree.
No, that's not the first ring
peridot.
you get someone. No. Unless somebody says, I love peridot.
Never said that.
It's not something anyone, I think, initially thinks is right. Yeah,
correct.
Except this person.
So I'm already managing a lot of dissatisfaction coming down this hike with this. And it's not even like this is my ring, okay? Do you see the size?
She's
Do you want
gorgeous.
To zoom in? Okay.
Oh, wow.
Like, it's simple.
It's contemporary.
But
it's beautiful.
It says, it's really not that serious, but it says something, right? Okay. Do you see this ring? This is the ring that I had when my first ring I ever got as a kid.
Okay.
Like 6 years old or 7, my mom gave me this ring.
Beautiful.
It was about this big.
His engagement
the peridot.
Ring.
Okay.
Wow.
Do you know me? Okay. So then we're hiking down. And I see this man's head in the distance that makes me have this like visceral response because he makes me think of my mom's now ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
So I see this man who looks like my mom's boyfriend at the time, and I think, oh, God.
Not interested, yeah.
Ugh. And then I get closer, and I see it is my mom's boyfriend.
Oh, because he thought you'd say yes,
and
your
my
family
mom,
was there.
And his mom and dad.
He thought the sock thing didn't work. Let me give you the picture-perfect proposal.
Let's bring our parents together for the first time.
That was the very first time?
Who he had never asked either of my parents.
For permission or blessing?
Well, blessing or had brought it up or none of the above. Oh, my gosh.
So there you are, sweaty, hiking.
And here's what I
peridot.
did. It was obviously not fun, okay? So then I'm like, you know what? Fuck a ring. I'll just get your initial tattooed on my finger because you clearly
aren't getting it.
Are not.
Yeah. I hope he had other redeeming qualities, but yeah. Okay, we'll move forward. Okay, so he's not getting it.
Let me regain control. I'm just going to tattoo it on.
Yeah.
End of conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, tattoo this ring on.
I'm like looking at all your fingers.
It's gone now.
Okay.
It was obviously, I was able to laser it off.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I am unhappy. I say to him, I am unhappy. I'm going to New York. I'm planning to stay with my friend. Don't call me.
I'll call you.
I will call you when I want to talk to you again. He goes, okay, I'm going to go to a silent retreat.
Oh.
Whatever. Goodbye. Okay. So then I'm in New York and I get a phone call 4 days later. I'm in New York. I'm like, okay.
I said, don't call me. Why? Why are you in New York? Yeah.
Fast forward, he's like, let's go to the diamond district and pick out the ring that you want.
Because he's clearly losing you.
Well, he knew, right. So he knew exactly how to get my attention. And again,
at that stage of your life, for sure.
I do not have the tools to manage what was actually the mental illness that was in front of me, right? He was bipolar, manic bipolar.
Sure.
I didn't know what was going on half the time. I really cared deeply, and I was always so confused about what to believe. And anyhow, so we go to the Diamond District. I pick out this giant Canary Diamond,
Okay.
the thing, whatever. He gets down on one knee and Rockefeller proposes.
All the things that you probably would have liked the first time, maybe.
And you know the thought I had when he was down on one knee, I was like, God, this is so embarrassing.
For him or
just
for
me,
both of you?
For me, I just wanted it to end. I was like,
no.
please get up, please get up, please get up. Because here's the thing, I love attention.
Yeah.
I love being on stage.
Yeah.
I love people to watch me perform.
You're a performer. Yes.
But when it's not genuine and authentic, when it's not real.
Yeah, you have the ick.
Exit. Rapture now, please.
We're done. Get out.
Whoosh.
Thanks, bye.
Like, I could evaporate.
Yeah.
It was a grueling 30 seconds.
Wow.
Before I said, okay, fine, and stood up.
Wow.
Move on. That's when this ring just up and disappears. Okay.
Which you think okay, got it.
There's a story behind why I think that. I'm witchy.
Yep.
You can ask other people.
Yep.
I have an intuition in a sense. Okay.
I love it.
I also have ADHD, so my pattern recognition is
on it.
Okay.
So then he had to get a third one to replace the one that...
So then he got the third one that replaced it, which was like a...
Wow.
Who knows?
Wow. And fast forward, you're now dating a woman. We're skipping a lot. So it's feeling very differently.
So I said to her, look, I've been through a lot of trauma as it relates to these
relationships.
Relationships, yes, but specifically this like wedding, engagement, rings, like
all the hoopla.
And I realized through all of that is like I just don't care. Like
you don't need it.
What I care about is how I feel it when I go to sleep at night. What I care about is like, what was on your mind? Did you tell me what you've been thinking about? What ideas you've been challenging?
Yep. Are we connected?
Are we connecting? The rest of it?
Yeah. Doesn't matter.
Obviously, I like nice things, but like when it came to our rings, we decided like I'm going to go pick out the one I want, and you are going to go pick out the one you want. She worked with Soul and two amazing Soul Gun, two amazing queer artists. Yeah. I want to make sure to get that right.
Yeah.
But we just didn't follow any sort of those conventional models about how it should be.
Yeah.
It was a decision of me being really stuck around this thing, but also wanting to have children and thinking as queer women, there's not really any protections for us beyond marriage. If we've had many times where we've had to go to the emergency room.
Yeah, and you don't have
and I say,
that.
hi, this is my wife. And they say, right this way. Sure. And so, and especially as it comes to children, how important that is.
What that protection is,
Oh, yeah.
100%.
So but I was still kind of stuck because I'm like, So I really took it to therapy and did a lot of coaching around it and realized that that was like rooted in a lot of trauma. And what's more true is that I love a good party and I love my people and I love my friends.
Yeah.
And I love connection.
Yep.
And so focusing on saying our love is worth celebrating.
Yeah.
And our people want to hold us up.
And they want to celebrate
They
you.
want to celebrate us. And we want and in all of our friend groups, we are known for the party.
Yeah.
So like let's just give our friends a gift.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's how we looked at it. But it was during COVID.
Yep. So you dated for how long before there were rings or proposal, counter proposal, or how did that?
No, it's like more like a decision.
Okay.
And I mean, we still to this day we ask each other to marry. Like, hey, will you marry me? Like all the time. Sure. So it was,
which is adorable.
Again, I was like, please. I told her I was like, whatever you do, like, do not get down on one knee.
And do
she
that.
Actually wrote.
She wrote a song, right?
Yeah, that was.
But that wasn't the official proposal, or I know you didn't really do it.
There wasn't.
Okay.
I'm telling you, it was a conversation.
I love this.
It was just like, hey, what?
Should we do this?
Should we do it?
You want it? I want it?
Yeah.
You get a ring? I get a ring?
Yeah. Okay. No, we say, what does it look like? Yeah. What matters to you? What do you not? You know, we really.
How do you envision this going?
We talk about everything.
And then she wrote a song for you, about you.
Yeah. Like most of her music is inspired by me. It's me or her mother. So.
I mean, that's incredible. Like.
Yeah, listen to the songs.
Yeah.
I piss her off a lot, apparently. At one point, She went to New Orleans to write an album, and we had actually hit a tough spot, and we're kind of like, taking that space to really breathe. And she's like, I wrote the whole album about you, and I came back, and it was like, wow, I'm terrible. I must be a terrible person.
Wow.
But also amazing music. I'm glad
it was healing for her, I'm sure, in some way, maybe.
Of course. But this was really beautiful, this song. And then we shot a music video when we were on vacation in Nicaragua. But we actually, this might have been 6 or 7, 8, right around the 6 or 8 year mark.
Okay.
Our real motivation was because we needed, from a time perspective, we needed to think about children first. Yeah. So from an investment standpoint, there was
from a body standpoint.
Well, and financially, right? Like it was like, do you want to have babies or a wedding? Do you want to buy a house or have a wedding?
Yeah.
And so we're like, okay,
what are the priorities?
Let's buy the home so we have a foundation, and then let's see what this whole baby thing is. And that I could have bought another home.
I'm in the middle of it right now.
Oh, bless.
It's wild. It's wild.
It is.
And it doesn't seem fair. It's like the birth rate is falling in this country, and they want more people to be parents, but not queer people. They don't want to help us become parents. But it's a substantial amount of money to start, to get to the starting line.
Yep.
Okay, so you knew you were in love. You were aligned on wanting a home, wanting a marriage, wanting a family. And you decided rather than this party that your friends and you obviously would love, you would buy a home.
Well, so it was, like I said, it was during COVID.
Yeah.
And I think this came first. We decided to have an engagement party. I said, we're engaged.
Yeah, let's celebrate.
So let's celebrate. Yeah. Let's have an engagement party.
Yeah.
And it was on our friend's rooftop terrace. It might have been like 30 people.
Cute.
It was like sunset dinner.
Perfect.
And just and a couple years ago, she and I had been shopping on Melrose, and I had found this dress that was like wild sequins. And I was like, I want this to be my wedding dress.
Yep.
Had like lips all over it.
I love it.
Like a parrot, I think.
Just wild. Like very kooky.
Imagine like a Jessica Rabbit dress, like wild. And I said, I want this to be my wedding dress. And it stayed in the closet. And then this party, I was like, oh, I should wear this for the engagement party. This party ended up being our wedding.
Got it.
Like it was so intimate and perfect and beautiful, and went deep into the night, and everybody
gave you everything you needed.
It was so rich in connection.
Yeah.
And love and feeling held. And so when it time to get married, COVID was like in the weeds of it.
Full swing.
And my friend John Michael and his now husband Brian were also thinking about getting married.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, Sophia and I were going to drive out to the house this weekend, and we're going to do a Zoom
wedding.
Okay. With our friend Murray Hill.
Yeah. Who's incredible.
Yeah, they're going to he's going to officiate.
When I watched it online, I was like, this voice is so iconic, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I was like, I know this voice. And I like waited till the very end, and then I was like, oh, okay, it's the one and only Murray Hill.
The one and only Murray Hill. I mean, it just made sense. And John Michael and Brian said, sure, we'll get married too. So
you had a double wedding?
We had a double wedding, and nobody had planned anything.
Oh, my gosh.
I remember calling a friend and saying, hey, yeah, we're Sophia and I are going to do like a little Zoom thing this weekend. They're like, what? We're coming. I'm like, no, really, it's not a big deal.
You didn't want it to be a thing.
But then all of a sudden, everyone showed up, and,
And whose dog is that?
Which one was it?
There was like the golden chicken.
Well, there
like
was
a golden doodle or like a poodle. Like chicken, and the name is Chicken. Yeah, but it was like a very tan dog.
That was Chicky Bone Time too.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. She's an angel.
What a memory to have Chicken in the middle of that wedding.
Chicken was there. I think Cooper might have been there, and Sunny. Those were the dogs.
So you did that in 2021.
Yes.
And you did it, and then your friends did it all in your home that you bought rather than having a big wedding. But the world didn't find out until 2023. What was in that decision for you to make us all wait or to keep it to yourself?
I just think, first of all, like I said, it was very spontaneous.
Okay.
And weddings and moments in life like this really matter to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so I had to have these conversations with like my family and my best friends.
And explain your decision.
And like talk to them about it. And,
Yep.
and you know, I had one friend who was really pissed.
Hurt. Because they weren't there or included. Yeah.
She's
I
just
get
my
that.
loud Jewish friend. She's
I get that.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Why wouldn't you tell me?
What do you mean?
Yes.
She's like, I would have flown there.
Yes.
Like, we decided on a Thursday.
Sure.
On a Friday. You know.
Yes. And a lot of people would have flown, but that wasn't what it was.
For the most part, everybody probably respected it and also appreciated it because, like, you're always excited for your friends. Like, yeah, you're getting married, but you're also like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to spend $1,000. I got to fly. I got to pay outfits.
You have nice friends.
Yeah.
Mine are like, we're going to Italy for a week. You're like, okay.
Thousands of dollars. $5,000, $10,000.
I'm like, that's it. Nobody else is getting married
I think
this
she
year.
was on this podcast.
Oh, Rebecca?
Yes.
I mean, she's my very best friend. I'd do anything for her.
I mean, that wedding was the festival of love.
The festival of us.
Of us.
Yes.
I mean,
I'm responsible
joy.
for their relationship.
You
by
are?
The way.
Wait, you did that?
Oh, yeah.
I love that you're taking that credit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so yes, we do
I mean,
things...
they're responsible for their relationship.
Of course.
But I'm responsible
you were the
for getting
matchmaker.
her to see it.
Okay.
Because
Wow.
I knew he always knew. He was just waiting for her to see it.
The right time.
And finally I was like, it's right there. She's
Here
like,
we go.
Andy? I'm like,
yeah. Uh-huh. And now you flew to Italy for them.
Yeah.
So do you have, and I don't mean this in any way, but I think people are curious, any regrets about doing a Zoom wedding at home? Like,
No.
do you? None.
No.
Yeah.
No. I am so grateful that my time and energy and resources were not
Diverted.
scattered or I was distracted because the journey to become pregnant was really required a lot of my focus and is what really mattered.
Yeah.
And we really think about things from this place of like, okay, who is this serving? What is this serving? Is it, some need within us or like fear, like if I don't do it, I'm going to hurt somebody else's feelings or, oh, well, that's not a reason to make a life decision.
Or spend that kind of money.
So we've always been pretty honest with each other and ourselves about asking the hard questions and saying our truth, even if it goes against
societal norms
everything.
Or expectations. Yeah.
And trying to understand that for ourselves so that we can communicate it in a place that is hopefully open to being received in a way that doesn't feel like conflict or confrontation. There is an art, I believe, to being able to speak your truth.
Yeah.
A lot of times you're not wrong. It's just the way that it's presented.
Delivered. Sure.
Yeah, that makes it challenging for people to see through.
I love that. So you have the family, you have the house, you have the wedding. You got it all. And I think a lot of people want it all, but they want it the way society wants it.
Okay, but you say that though, and there's a reality to what that
100%.
all of that looks like.
Sure.
And having it all means that I also have it all, which means the joy, the love, the peace, the pain,
the sadness, the challenges,
anxiety, the fear, the doubts.
Yeah.
I have it
all.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Important to say because you hear things or you see someone's life on Instagram and you think, oh, they have the perfect family and they have the perfect life.
The rosy lens.
We go through hard times
Yeah.
and hard conversations. And there's so many times where, especially being a parent, you're like, I definitely don't want this. I changed my mind. Take it back.
Which you cannot do. Yes. Yes.
Make it stop.
Yeah.
You get to those moments of like totally dysregulated. And we just continue to keep coming together.
Yeah.
Coming together and we don't give up.
Deciding every day together.
We just don't give up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's the Latina
marriage.
in us.
And it's also the beauty of what you've committed to together. But thank you for that honesty. You're right. You have it all. And I think the spectrum of what people assume from someone who's on TV and on their workout device and on the internet is the fun, the happy, the joyful, the glamorous, but like there's the whole other side of that that's real.
Mm-hmm.
For anyone out there who wants it all, what's your final advice, your parting advice?
Well, you already have it all. I think it's about having the courage to turn inward and listen to what your intuition is saying so that you don't go past so many red flags. You don't say
get your
yes
name
to a man tattooed his name on your
someone's
ankle. I have to write a chapter about that in my memoir now.
100%. Okay? It's going to be called...
No, it's already in there, but I'm just saying that has to exist in my history because I didn't listen to my intuition.
Yes, and it was there. It was telling you.
But it's all there all the time. It's your choice to bring your attention and your awareness to listen to the way you're speaking to yourself. Ask yourself who is speaking right now and lean into all of our resources that are within us, our creativity, our inner child, our manager, your intuition, all of these parts that make you you, that where your joy is, where your peace is, where your heart is. Yeah. And you really have to say, like, gather around, let's go. Yeah. But know that that's going to encompass the rainbow and the spectrum of all the colors and feelings, which are big. It's
enormous. Big. Yeah.
You know?
But big isn't, lean into the big. Well, thank you so much. This has been such a joy.
Thanks for having me.
Where can people find you?
Oh, you can find me at Jess King on Instagram.
And when is this book coming out?
Oh.
Do we have a publisher?
I mean, let's put it out there. It's just been sitting in my Google Drive for so long. Everything's just about timing.
100%.
And I need to be able to focus. Yeah. And the one thing that I thought I would be able to do becoming a mother would just like weave children into the fold of my already busy lifestyle. And anyone who thinks that they're going to thrive the first few years.
In other areas of life.
Just in general.
Yeah, okay, great.
Okay, if you think that thriving.
I'm taking notes.
It's not happening in the first. When moms used to say to me, 4 years, I'd be like, bitch, 4 years, I'll be dead. 4 years, I'm
I can't do this for...
2 years, I'm like, it's looking like it's going to be in about 4 years.
They were right. They were right. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Like, okay.
So in its time, it will happen.
So this idea that I have a lot of things going on. I want to be a really good DJ. I'm doing small group coaching calls throughout the week with my thoughtful coaching practice and really diving in on that. Trying to be a good mom. Trying to be a present partner, trying to manage a home renovation, trying to still, outperform myself time and time again on the bike.
A lot of pots on this stove.
That's what I mean. And it's good, but I feel like here's the truth of it. The few times that I did sit down to write it, anyone who's written a memoir knows it really opens up pieces and parts of your past that are wild. Yeah. And I opened a few of those Pandora's boxes. And you said, I need to close like, this. Oh, shit.
Yeah. We're not ready for that right now.
Not today, Satan.
Not today, Satan.
Forgot about you.
100%.
Go.
So, yes.
So, I wanted to be meaningful, wanted to be thoughtful. I wanted to provide value, not just the value of getting it off my chest, but why am I telling you this crazy story?
How is it helpful?
I also want it to manifest in a stand-up comedy tour.
Okay. I love this.
So there's a reason why it's not – I'm not following your typical book launch idea. Yeah. I have a different one.
Yes, which is the right one for you because it's what's here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for all of it. I will. Thank you
I don't know,
all of it.
Maybe a year or two.
Who knows?
Until they're 4.
Yeah. When they're 5. Let's give you a little buffer time, too.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
And now it's time for Ask Jove. I couldn't be more excited to be in the studio with my dear friend Sloan for Ask Jove. What do we have today, Sloan?
Jove, we have a question from Layla from Santa Fe.
Hi, Layla. I've never been to Santa Fe.
Me either. And one of my top on my list.
I agree. I feel like I see hot springs and hot air balloons.
And Georgia O'Keeffe and Meow Wolf, which is actually coming to New York now.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that. I didn't know Georgia O'Keeffe was from there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
okay.
Ish. Art.
Yes.
Okay. She is wearing a non-white wedding dress.
Love it.
And some family members are giving her a hard time about it.
Yeah.
Merp. I want to stay true to myself.
Yep.
But I don't want to cause unnecessary drama. Any advice on how to handle this gracefully?
Yes. Here's the thing. You have to stay true to yourself. It's your wedding day.
Mm-hmm.
And so people, for some reason, are obsessed with the notion that you need to wear white.
Like why?
Why? I don't know.
Purity.
Purity. Yes, you are pure. You and your partner have not consummated the marriage. You are a pure offering to this person. If that's for you, cool.
Sure.
If that's not for you, which it sounds like it is not, for whatever reason, you don't have to wear white. Like the color of your wedding attire, the color of your flowers, your stationery, the food you serve, none of it has a link to the success of your marriage.
Absolutely.
It is not connected. There is no study that shows if you wear white, you will have a happy marriage or a long marriage. Like none. So they're giving you grief because this is what they've wanted for you, what they expect from you. But you're an adult now and you got to make a hard choice and you have to do what you want to do.
You're going to feel your best if you're doing that.
100%. And there's nothing wrong with it. Like, this is your permission. We support you. We encourage you. Obviously, we love non-white fashion or wardrobe or dresses. Like, some of our favorite weddings, the most published weddings, the weddings people are drawn to the most, both brides did not wear white.
Love it.
Like, Allie wore a navy blue dress with white stars.
So stellar.
Naeem Khan, it was like gorgeous.
Incredible.
And nobody was like, ew.
And so memorable.
Of course, I still to this day.
Yes.
They have 2 kids. They're married. They're happily married.
Love it.
She didn't wear white. She's still happy. And then Sarah wore a red wedding dress.
Photos.
From
So
Vera
good.
Wang outside, like her red in her like beautiful garden, the green and the red and the blue sky. Like she lit up in that dress. She tried on white. It wasn't for her. You just have to do what you want to do. And there's always going to be naysayers. Your whole life. Everything you do.
Everything.
Like, this is the test of the rest of your life. So if you start listening to other people now more than the voice inside of you, what else are you losing along the way? Right?
Yeah.
Like, you have to trust your gut. Like, this is like related but not related, but my whole life, I grew up being told being gay was wrong. Everything about me was wrong. So I tried to change for so many years to make other people happy. Then I woke up one day and I was like, actually, I don't need to change.
No.
There's nothing wrong with who I am. You need to change your narrow mind, your small view of the world, your small view of love, and you need to change, not
Absolutely.
me. And it was like so liberating. And that's like a big thing, but it starts with the small things.
It does.
Like, when you use your voice for the things that matter to you in small things, then they add up to the big things.
Yep.
So we are here for you.
We are.
To not wear white.
100%.
Like, wear whatever makes you happy.
Yes.
Like, paint the dress if you want. Like, we had that. One bride painted
I was
her
going
own
to say,
dress.
yeah.
And it was gorgeous. I was nervous.
cool.
I was nervous. I didn't know she was artsy or craftsy,
You're like,
but like,
sure?
she wanted to do it. And I was like, you light up when you talk about painting your dress, so you should paint your dress.
Yep.
Did you wear white, off-white color?
I wore white during the morning, and then in the evening I had like a blush 2-piece set that was like
2-piece?
Yeah.
Like torso out?
hardly.
Oh, she had a
Hardly.
crop top?
I did have a crop top, but I also had a high-waisted, like really poofy skirt underneath.
I love this.
And some heels that I should not have been wearing
She
because
was
my
a
feet were
blushing bride.
dying.
I'm
at
sure.
night.
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
But it's just have fun.
Yeah.
Just have fun.
Yeah.
And I will say that like I loved my wedding dress and I loved it when I tried it on and I felt really good in it.
Yeah.
But there were so many questions in the back of my mind of like, is this what I want to wear right
Yeah.
now? Is this really what I want to wear?
Yeah.
And I'd already invested in it. And so I kept it. And I like look at the photos. I'm like, yes, it was gorgeous. Great, cool. And then I look at night and I'm like, oh, I'm so much more in my element in what I was wearing at
Sure.
night. And of course,
In the
it was
second
like
dress.
the dance party moment.
Yeah, when you're free.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so, if you feel like you need to wear white for your welcome dinner or
Yeah.
your rehearsal dinner, like
Yeah.
if you absolutely feel like you need to do that, but just have fun.
It's your day and you're not going to get it back. So
Yeah.
like, if you're going to regret not wearing what you want because of other people's opinions, you just got to draw a line in the sand. I don't know. We just had Emma on the podcast and I loved it because she said she went dress shopping alone.
Yeah.
And to me, it's brilliant because literally you're picking what you want. And then when she narrowed down her like top choices, she invited people who will support her. And I think like that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
There's always people who are going to give you their opinion, but do you want their opinion?
Right.
Do you value their opinion? And also, are they paying? Like maybe this, these people are paying, so there's a little bit of that. But I would say let them see you in other things.
Yep.
Try on the one you love. Try on the one they love. Like try it all. But we really want you to wear what you want to wear.
Yeah. I always think in the back of my mind, you do you, boo.
You do you, boo. 100%.
The Jove Meyer quote. Yeah.
Like I'm wearing white.
Love.
I'm
Can't
shocked.
wait to see it.
I'm shocked. But I'm wearing not white, but like for a reason. And like I never thought I would wear white. Yeah. But I actually just love it. And I tried it on. And I thought it. I was like, I'm not wearing white. I'm not a bride. You know what I mean? Like, because that's not who I am.
Right.
And then I tried on a bunch of things. And I was like, actually, I love the simplicity of this white against the colorful decor.
Right.
I didn't want to
clash, right?
Mixed in with my decor. She wanted it to pop. So, like you let yourself be surprised, but go with your gut. You do you. Send us pictures. We can't wait to see.
Please. We'll actually just come to Santa Fe and see you.
Yes. Oh, yes. Do you have a big house? An extra couple bedrooms?
Can you take us
springs?
in?
Good luck. Listen to your voice. Tune out the other people. It's going to be gorgeous.
Yeah.
Don't forget to send your questions. Again, any questions, send them our way to hi@jovemeyer.com and maybe I will answer them on air. If you can, send a voice memo. I love to hear your voice.
Weddings-ish.
Thank you again for listening or watching Weddings-ish with Jove. If you liked today's episode, please subscribe and leave a review on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. We're also super grateful to Mel Flannery for the music on the podcast. She created, produced, and designed all of the music. And don't forget, you can watch Weddings-ish with Jove on Love Stories TV, YouTube, or streaming TV channel. Visit lovestoriestv.com/live for the list of streaming apps.
Weddings-ish.